Welcome to the FWOT Show on the Coil Entertainment Network, fixing the planet by exposing idiocy. That's what we're here for. I'm Rob Steele, that's Jesus Jones in the background, and let's start with something that is not exactly good news. Get used to it, there's a lot of it during the show. Not exactly good news. There is now something associated with strep throat that's making it hard for kids to get better. And it's even causing some neurological issues. That's never good news. I hate it when things go bad for kids, because I like kids. Not like that. Anyway, what they've decided to name this particular issue is Pediatric Autoimmune Neuropsychiatric Disorders Associated with Streptococcal Infections. They named it that, I suspect, because they came up with a cutesy acronym, Pandas. I guess the last I doesn't count. Yeah, Pandas. Yay, you've made an acronym. Now, millions of children will be diagnosed with large black and white bears that have an aversion to having sex while being studied. 'Cause that sounds like a good idea. Pandas has already been taken. Find another name for your disease that makes it, something that people want to get over. Telling them they have pandas. Aww. That sounds cute. And the article I got this from ABC News, there's a picture of a child. What is she wearing? A panda print shirt. Aw, isn't that cute? No. Come up with a better name for your disease. Seriously. But speaking of kids, I suppose I have some good news if you twist it the right way. You remember those kids that were abducted from their parents at the border and put in cages because Donald Trump thought it would be a good idea? Yeah, you knew he was going to pop up in the show. We're talking about idiocy. Anyway, the bad news about all this, actually that is bad news. The worst news in all this is that almost 1,500 of the kids have been misplaced. By misplaced, they mean lost. They don't know which one goes where and where's the parents, where's the kids. It's just a mess. 1,475 children. But there is good news. Because they know that it's 1,475 children, this somewhat proves that someone, somewhere in this administration can in fact count beyond the number 3. But I suspect it's only one person. And I'm sorry, but that's the best I can do with it. Idiocy can come from anywhere. Let me give you an example. I saw an ad earlier this week for a concert in Deadwood, South Dakota. Now, I'm not sure why this popped up on the particular website I was on, but there we go. And it's not that it surprised me that there was a concert anywhere in the Dakotas. No reason for them not to have something resembling culture, too. It was who the concert was that threw me off, because it was labeled as Kansas, the band. Now, I know that Kansas is a band. I'm sure you know that Kansas is a band. Dust in the Wind and all that crap. Frankly, I was not really a big fan, but I acknowledge that they exist and that lots of people like them. Fine. But did they really have to advertise it as Kansas, the band? I mean, seriously, are they going to try to squeeze the entire state of Kansas into the Deadwood Mountain Grand Hotel and Casino? Actually, what I suspect is that they labeled it the band so as not to give away the state's plan to invade South Dakota and cut the number of states down to 49 so we don't have to give them as many government handouts as they think we do, because Kansas is one of those red states that votes for Trump. Shh, don't tell anyone. I'm not sure which qualified better for the meme of the week, because there were two, and Christians, sit down, you're not going to like this. Both of them I thought were appropriate. One was an argument against terrorism. And I'm against terrorism. Don't get onto me for that. Terrorism is a bad thing. But the meme talked about how there are no Christian terrorists. I thought, there's no Christian terror? Ever? There have never been Christian terrorists, except for the Crusades and the Spanish Inquisition and the Lords of Resistance and the Unabomber and the KKK and the Irish Republican Army and Timothy McVeigh. He's an army of one. I mean, the list goes on. There have been Christian terrorists. It's just a matter of which side you happen to be on when the bomb goes off. Seriously, you have to look at it that way. There is not another way you can look at it and think like a human being. The other meme that I was very amused by read something like this. Christianity is the belief that you will be forgiven for something you didn't do because someone killed someone else who didn't do it either. I want you to think about that, because you know what? It's kind of true. I came up with a pretty good analogy yesterday. I didn't mean to. I was just running it through my head, and hey, here it is. And it fits. Let me know what you think of this. Fox is to news as the WWE is to sports. Now, both of them are fairly made up with predictable results. Now, this does not mean I'm slagging the entire wrestling community. Lucha Underground, Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor are all doing a pretty good job of having made up storylines with athletic wrestling. What they lack are good TV deals and the money to produce a better show. The WWE likes to grab up all these independent talents and pretty much ruin them. Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, Bobby Roode, Shinsuke Nakamura, Samoa Joe being relatively recent examples. But the list is huge. Come on, Sting is on that list, okay? Now, the analogy keeps going because the rich, in this case Vince McMahon, have a tendency to ruin good things by doing it their way. And that's where Fox News falls down. Rupert Murdoch, who, by the way, is not a great American because he's from fucking Sydney, put another shrimp on the barbie and tossed me a table log of Australia. He's an asshole who told Fox to make the news his way. Now, news networks don't make the news. They report it. There's a huge difference there. And learning it would be really good for the planet. Something irked me this week. I was wandering around YouTube and came across a clip that said, rare video. Now, I'm wandering through music videos and it goes, oh, this music video, it's rare. Rare? Really? You mean it's not cooked very well? Because it's on YouTube. And I found it quite by accident. The word rare does not work in this particular instance. Stop using it. And speaking of stopping something, holy cow, came across this one this morning. Thank you, CBS News. 17-year-old Renee Craighead of Memphis, Tennessee is going to have her gallbladder removed. Which, that's not a good thing. But, she can live through it. But the cause, it's the cause that made news. They're blaming Cheetos Flamin' Hot Crunchy Chips. Because, as Renee says, she was eating her 4th bag of the chips when she started feeling sick to her. Hang on a minute. 4th bag of chips. And that's where the problem comes in. No. Did you not read the serving size on the back, which says, maybe 1/3 of the bag, and that's even the snack size ones? No. 4th bag of chips. No wonder your gallbladder is f***ed up. Seriously. Moderation. Learn that too. Not going to learn it on Fox News, but hey, there we go. And speaking of food, last week I bought some Ziploc sandwich bags. And I have some issues with them. Because I can't find bread small enough to actually fit in this bag. They're sandwich bags, and I can't fit the bread in them, even with the crusts cut off. Come on. Now, I want to complain to Ziploc, but I know they'll come back with some crap like, well, they're European-sized bags for European sandwiches. Hang on a minute. Didn't you know that, according to Trump, Europe is the enemy now? Are we preparing for an invasion of European sandwiches in some kind of bizarre way? Or am I reading too much into that? Let me know what you think. If you have any comments or questions or story ideas for the show, or ideas on how to eat Flamin' Hot Crunchy Chips without having your gallbladder removed. Actually, that one's easy. contact the show, go to the website, thefwotshow.com, where there are buttons for Facebook and Twitter and email. Send me stuff. I'll answer anything you send me. It's my job. While you're there, click the buttons for iTunes or the Google Play Store or YouTube and subscribe to the show, because you never know when the show will pop up. I mean, yeah, it's usually Tuesdays, but honestly, the next couple weeks I'm probably going to be taking a break because I'm tired of all the Trump stuff, which I tried to keep out of the show. Not the point. Anyway, also hit up the FWOT shop where you can get a t-shirt or a hat or a coffee mug or something. It goes to support everything on the Coil Entertainment Network. And we do have a couple new shows coming up. Keep an eye out for them. Coil.us, COYL.us. More shows that are free and fun and will accidentally teach you things. Why not? In the meantime, I'm going to leave you with this. Something I want you to remember. When there's an oil spill, it will cost millions of dollars to fix it. Many animals will die, and the environment will be infected with crap that takes years to get rid of. But when there's a huge solar energy spill, it's called a nice day. Why don't you go have one? Just remember to tune in Thursday to the Cinema Sponsor Review show. We'll see you then.